YouTubers. This is Tracy at Tracy's Salon, just showing you a color that I did the other day. This is the before, and you can see that her hair is about a level 5, 6 in between there, and it's all natural. There's no color on it. So we're going to do a trim and put some layers in her hair, and then we will be doing um, color treatment that is a fantasy color. It's we first have to bleach her hair, so I am doing a process of balayage, but I'm not leaving any hair out. I'm bleaching all of it, but I'm not going all the way to the root because she wants the roots dark, so I'm just going to leave those dark. So I start in the nape, and I just kind of um, got to saturate it pretty thoroughly, except for the little V at the top where you're just doing a gradual fade into the bleach. So the ends are again saturated thoroughly, and I start with these long highlighting papers. It gives a good um, base and keeps the bleach off of her and the cape, and also I can continue to check these easier than I can the foils, and so these are the first ones I'm doing. I'm also going to be using foils, but at first I start off with these papers. They're extremely long, and you can put um, the hair straight out, so it's a good way to check. And then also, as I go along, I will be teasing or backcombing the hair at the roots. And what that does is it buffers the line of demarcation. So when you comb those out, you won't see much of a line where the bleach starts and the natural hair is. So I wanted to make sure that there wasn't um, any harsh lines in this color. So I know it's really fast, and I hope you can continue to see the technique, but as you can see, this process takes a very long time to do. My client was very patient, and but yeah, it does. It takes a very long time. So if I were you, I would book at least 4 or 5 hours for somebody with this length of hair and for this amount of bleaching that has to be done. So I would not recommend this type of bleaching for just a balayage unless you're wanting to take someone almost all the way blonde, because that's what this does. You're really making the hair pretty much all over blonde, except for the roots. So um, the other thing is the foil will also help it to lift quicker and better, and um, that's why I like to use foil too. The the bleach formula that I'm using is 30 volume. I start off with 30 volume and Olaplex, which I use about there's like 2 or 3 lines on the Olaplex bottle that to measure, and I go to the second one. I don't go all the way to the top and I mix a lot of bleach, so I'm not using the full amount of Olaplex on here because I really want this to lift really well and get really blonde. So that's just how I do it. And then as I go up the back of the head and I continue to mix, I raise the volume of peroxide. So I'll use 30 and 40 at the top, and then on the sides and the very top I'll use 40 volume only. And I continue to use Olaplex the whole time because it does protect the hair from breakage, and it helps to reform the bonds that get broken down. So as you can see, I'll just keep going all the way up the back of her head. The other thing is you want to kind of bricklay the placements of the highlights because you are taking the V up almost to the scalp, and you just want to stagger that. Also, as you can see, I will lift up the hair and put bleach on the underside of the hair shaft that or the hair that I'm working on, and that will help with saturation. Again, because I really want all of this to get bleached and not just the top of it. And then the ends, I just really throw a lot of bleach in there. Make sure that the underneath is bleached and that there's a good amount of bleach on the hair. Now I'm done with the bleaching process and we're starting on the Fantasy Color. As you can see, I'm again using the long highlighting papers. They're called highlighting wraps. I'm doing 3 different colors. I started with a deep, like violet purple, um, and the next one is um, like an orchid color. It's called Wild Orchid. And the third one is a pink, just a plain light blush pink. Um, Obviously, you want to put the light pink on the lighter parts, so that would be the ends of the hair, because the light pink, if you have any kind of undertones, it will show through on the pink. So you just want to make sure that you're putting that color on the lightest part of the hair. So I'm just going up the back of the head and using small sections so that we don't get any lines or uniformity. And you really have to blend these colors together. And I have to wipe my hands in between using my hands because I don't want to get the pink, the light pink. I don't want to get that covered up on the ends because I want to make sure that stays very pale on and it doesn't end up with dark fingerprints on it because that can happen too. It can cause fingerprints if you are touching it with the dark color that gets on your hands. So you've got to wipe your hands a lot on a towel. Always use dark towels. But make sure you saturate the hair strand as you go through putting this color on. It really does call for saturation um, throughout the hair strand. Make sure that you really get that color worked in uh, so that you don't have any blonde showing through at all. Yep, that's it.